All right. Looks like we are live. So let me get this closed out here. Uh, just to give you guys a TRDL on what we got going on. We're building a brand new application. This application is called Design Maven. Design Maven is actually, give me a second. My audio is a little messed up. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I had the audio where I could hear it. First time streaming. We'll get this all sorted and figured out. All right, so I'm building a platform called Design Maven. Design Maven, M-A-V-E-N-A-I, is a AI tool that is eventually going to be capable of reviewing portfolios for designers, crawling the pages, and giving very specific feedback from a hiring manager's perspective. So different than really any other platform I've seen out there. I haven't seen anything specific to designers that's able to give comprehensive and tailored feedback. That's just the beginning of the tool. I do have a product roadmap, but right now where we stand is actually, let me take a step back. My name's Josh Hill. So I am brand new to the entrepreneur scene. I recently left my job, regular 9 to 5 or 8 to 11 p.m. essentially, very long hours at a large company, about 200,000 people. I'm in the talent acquisition space. Being from the talent acquisition space, I've noticed an opportunity in the market for a lot of people, especially in this job climate right now where it's so difficult to get a job. AI is taking over. AI is reviewing everything when it comes to applications. How the heck can an applicant get ahead and get a job? And especially a creative applicant. So that's where Design Maven comes in. I'm not a developer, so I use a lot of AI. As you guys can see, let me get rid of OBS. As you guys can see here, I am really working out of ChatGPT, some Grok, as well as whatever other AI platforms kind of bounce back and forth from each other. I'm using AWS Amplify to help build out the front end and back end because technically it's a app that's built onto a website. So it's like a web app is what I've learned. Everything's in React. That way it's scalable when it comes to people using it, as well as just the language, the platform, and the look. So what you see on screen right now is very rudimentary. This is probably, the silliest it's going to look. But the reason for that is because I broke the platform. So I had it running earlier today. I had it doing actual portfolio reviews, and it was only crawling 1 or 2 pages, which means that essentially the crawl functionality was very limited. And we'll get into that later once I get this thing fixed. But in the meantime, we're broken and we've been broken. You guys can see that I've been at a hot minute. I know any developers here or that end up seeing this are going to be like, oh my God, why are you deploying to main versus like a sandbox? Look, I'm not a developer. I get the risk. Trust me, I just broke everything. But, well, not just. I mean, last time I had this working was 1:30 in the afternoon and it's 9:40 at night. So that's how it goes. But right now, where I stand is I wanted to just share with you guys this process, this journey. I'm not good at live streaming, so I'm sure I'll kind of get the hang of this over time, but I need something to keep me accountable. And I figure for those out there that are having trouble getting started on their own thing, this may be helpful for them. So in saying that, where we stand right now is we are building out the back end again, unfortunately. And we're trying to do this thing called SAM deploy. SAM deploy essentially is part of the backend for AWS. So there's something called Lambda. Lambda connects to all the other different platforms, DynamoDB for databases and all this stuff. And then they all talk to each other. They all talk to the front end. And then the front end spits out exactly what I'm trying to get it to spit out, ideally. So, let's get going on this, and might be nice just to have a little bit of lo-fi playing here, and I'll make sure I don't blast your ears out. So give me a second. I'll just turn down the desktop audio to do absolutely nothing too.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name just by thinking about it. Meet
Okay.
Base 44.
There we go. Lo-fi girl, 15.1 mil. This person's smart. They made some great money. All right, here we go. And that should be a good audio level. You guys get a little bit of background music. All right, let's dial in. We need to come over here. We need to grab our code. So we're going to SAM deploy the backend. And then we're going to go through all the buckets and all that bull crud. So SAM deploy guided. Problem is the backends have different names, and I built so many that through trial and error, and I don't know code, so it's difficult. Like I can work my way around this. I understand from doing it, 40 something times what all of these are for. You have your stack name. Essentially, what is the backend called? You have the region, so what region is it operating off of, which is really important when you're building out on AWS. They have different regions. So if you build something at an East 1 or East 2, it won't talk to each other. If one's in East 1, one's in East 2, you're going to have a bad day. And it's a pain to reconnect and make them talk again. I experienced that yesterday. Parameter bucket name. Okay, so we'll grab our new name. Parameter table name. We'll grab our new table name. And from my understanding from developers, you're able to build like a guided file, but since everything's not in the same order, what are you going to do about it? And I'm live streaming this essentially after every single live stream. Once I actually get this going and working, you guys are on a delay, a large enough of a delay, at least for what I'm streaming, that I will end up going in and updating a lot of these pieces of information that are required to be updated, just for safety concerns. We don't have a what I do? Oh, confirm changes before deploying. Yes. SAM CLI IAM role creation. Yes. No. Don't roll back the database. That has no authentication. That has no authentication. Save arguments, configure file. SAM config.toml and default. All right, let's hope this works. If it does, that'll put us in a really good spot. It essentially means we can start going through and checking on all. Ooh, okay, good. We start checking on, all the other details, right? So if you head into AWS and you go to Lambda, oof, that's not good. You'll see there's a couple backends. This is the latest backend, modified 8 hours ago. 1 o'clock when I broke it all. Oh, what a pain. Well, we did the same thing as last time. It looks. So we went through the process again. Ping me once you redeploy. Okay. We're going to say we did not redeploy. Similar error. And then we're going to have to actually paste the full piece because it's gotta understand what we're doing. What I have learned, and word to the wise, when you are using AI to build your business, there is a very specific capacity to these chatbots, and a lot of people know that there's a certain capacity, but it hits a point of no return where it starts making shit up, right? And that's been a main issue for me. So that number, especially for ChatGPT 5, is 25 total files, right? Of any size, right? So you could attach 25 documents that say hello world, and it'll say it's reached its capacity. So it's a lot slower. It freezes. I've had to move to different projects about 5 times now, which is kind of silly. 6 times, which is kind of silly if you think about it. It's a huge pain. You have to carry over all the context of what you've done before. And that's okay. I mean, it happens. Oh, bit rate's too low. I'll have to update that tomorrow. Sorry, peeps. Peeps being me. Okay. Good catch, not hitting Y yet. The change says fine, except for the S3 bucket replacement. We'll try delete the old bucket after creating the new one, and here's exactly how to proceed. So the deploy succeeds. Back up, and empty the old bucket. If one S still shows file, rerun rm recursive. Oh, that one. Okay, so I need a new terminal. I'm going to use Anaconda because it has all this baked in stuff from what I've learned. I don't know if I need to run this under the folder or where, but we'll put it here. Empty the old bucket, sanity list, an error, no bucket. Okay, so we'll go underneath the backend specifically. I like the music. And then we will rerun this in the backend. The bucket does not exist. I don't know why it would say the bucket doesn't exist. It's the second time, though. Avoid this next time. Backticks in the previous echoes. Allow origin. You're the one that gives it this. Ah, see? Frozen. Let's see if it gives us an actual answer. Backend, old, new, optional, backup, old screen. Empty the old bucket. Oh. So then why is it failing? operation, add this resource, whatever this is, to Lambda. The API, which is defined by gateway, permission settings, roles, backend, the buckets, the table, and then permissions, but I'm being blocked. At the terminal prompt. Oh, okay. I guess we're going to deploy it. Okay, deployed. After it finishes, quick checks. Get API base URL should be same as before. Verify bucket exists. AWS portfolio bucket. Okay, so it looks like it's creating on the verify dynamics table exists. And then we're going to smoke test the API. If you want to protect screenshots from deletion on future updates and rollbacks. Okay, yeah, we're going to want to do that. But if my file is currently working, I'm going to hold on that. Ooh. Why? I guess it's deleting old ones. Okay, so output, the value of that output, which is the same that it was before. And then portfolio reviewer. So I guess that would remain the same. Yeah. 50 seconds ago, last modified. All right, let's try this. Okay. Okay. It's a lot of crap. Enabled. Stuff there. Smoke test. All right, let's do this. If you're not a coder like me, unless it has like the root base file that you're working out of pop back up, then it's still loading. So we're good now. Origin. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's why. Paste API base from step 1. So we need to grab the API base, which is up here. This one is here for now, which that'll end up getting changed, people. So don't be going crazy on me. I kind of need a notepad. Notepads can be used as like text files, so you don't gotta download any fancy software. But fancy software is kind of helpful. When you don't know all the other stuff, then who cares? We're not going to save that. We're going to come over here. We're going to ping the API. And then we're going to get a log of what's going on. So what's the issue? What just happened? Hello? Okay, URL. URL using bad illegal format or missing URL. Access control. I don't know. I don't know what that's saying. But I do think I need to go to Windows PowerShell to run that last strip of code. Because then that will pull in the portfolio function. Another way of doing that is coming here, and we should be able to see nothing. Let's deploy API backend. Let's commit the backend changes, because that's not doing anything for us. And then we can see if that makes a change on the front end. The password or the platform's called Amplify. It's the cheapest option, the most robust as well. You can see I have a website. This is a new site. It's a work in progress. I just don't have time to do everything. Like I said, hiring's tough right now, so you can see it's kind of broken here or there, but you know, we do staffing and nice little calculator, and it's neat, but you know, right now, just a tough time on the market. So that's why we're focusing on building out our own business here. And I'm going to head back to our Design Maven tool, which failed at deploying again. I didn't get anything back on this. All right. Let's see why we're not getting anything back. It might be because there's, you know, nothing being pinged. Oh, that's cool. All right. Let's see what's wrong. I can't go to bed until this is done. PowerShell stored the literal strings and curl choked on it. Use the URL. Oh. The more you know. All right, let's Command C. That ends the process. Let's hit enter. Oh. 400 bad requests. Ah, okay, and then now we hit it with that. Okay. Runtime version, start in request ID, start request raw JSON. Okay, so it looks like there's a JSON error. Surprisingly, we had this issue before. This is where AI kind of sucks, because we're repeating an issue that we took care of previously. So once we get all this solved, I'm going to have to go into a new chatbot. That's pretty much where this ends. It's going to keep putting me in a flow. Like earlier today when we went to change the capabilities of Design Maven, actually go through and read individual pages. The system in of itself said, oh, we're going to actually rebuild all the files, and it's going to be a different format than what we had before. That didn't work in our favor in any way, shape, or form. It broke everything. That's what I'm trying to say. It's cool. 0 draw frames. That's weird though that it's saying low bit rate. But if I actually start using the CPU, this thing's gonna freak out. One thing they'll have to do is change domain. So as you guys can see, Design Maven was what the API named the repository before launching. And I started building this before I bought the domain name, but our domain is going to be designmaven.ai. So pretty neat name. I wanted something that was a foundationally strong name that spoke and said, I have authority, but I also wanted a name that a VC would look at and say, you know what? I want to put a lot of money into that business. All right. Okay. Looks like it's just saying it doesn't like how that was asked. All right. It didn't. If this your API is fine and the earlier, okay, it did not return JSON. It let's try this way. Okay, saying the same thing. Once you post with either invoke rest method or curl, tips avoid building the JSON with backticks or angle brackets anywhere. You wrote it. I mean, you physically were the one, well, I copy and pasted, but you're the one that wrote all this AI. Like, I would fire you if you were a human being, but we're in it. We're very deep. We're going to figure out how to get out of this together. Because we are a team. And you're also kind of teaching me how to code. Like, I'm starting to pick up on all this. You know, it's only been a couple days. I've had exposure to code in the past. You know, not a developer, but just kind of going through copy and pasting, mainly HTML, a little bit of Python. But I'm not a coder. I just somewhat understand where things kind of belong. This is React though, and React's been different for sure. Like I don't understand the syntax, but I do know how to read like, oh, this object belongs to this, or it's pulling from this file, or you know, things like that. Oh, gotta have an open and a closed bracket, or the little squiggly thing. See why the front end's not deploying. Back end, front end, add packages. We know that there's vulnerabilities. We're not necessarily concerned about that at the moment. Build failed, SRC page results, line 191, declaration or statement expected. I think that means line 129. So it's saying our results page is not set up right. Okay. Results would be, let's see if I already have it open. Man, it's been a long day. That's our .yml. Okay, yeah, I don't have it open right now. There's home, loading. Keep that open. We'll just come over to, we won't. See, this is how you get distracted as an entrepreneur. One problem at a time. 23 through runtime doesn't ship the native libs the Playwright Chromium needs. To clean a robust fix to use Lambda as a container image. This includes Chromium and the... You don't need to rewrite your app, just change how it's built. No, Docker. No Docker. We changed from Playwright to oh god, what did we change to? Playwright versus Puppeteer. I thought we switched to Puppeteer like a long time ago. If you prefer not use Playwright, fast stabilized switch to Spectrum Chromium plus this is what we did. Yes. Okay, that was a long time ago though. I'm so mad at this thing. I don't want to abandon the chat, because if I do now, I'm gonna have to start it elsewhere, and I'm afraid of doing the same loop or it just kind of making crap up. You know, files living in certain places they don't live, languages that don't necessarily exist, all that stuff. We did this Puppeteer thing though. Which is kind of interesting. I don't want to do it again. Okay. Yeah, it's frozen. Pup. Backend depths, remove an old headless stack, npm install, rewrite bomb to silent, replace your with lambda safe version. I remember doing that. Okay, so we have this information. Let's see if it recommends the same thing. Because it'll be Puppeteer, which Puppeteer is like a way to crawl the websites. So when users input the website, it essentially interacts. So it crawls and it interacts with the websites, and it's able to navigate them. Allows me to take the screenshots, because essentially what Tool is doing is it's taking screenshots, it's grabbing the relevant information, and then it's taking the prompt, the very very specific prompt I've developed, and it's passing it through. Right now, it's passing it through an API, but eventually I'll be training the AI myself. But it's passing it through based on the prompt and providing very specific feedback to the individual. That's essentially what we're trying to do to get this thing started. And then, eventually be able to review full portfolios. We'll be able to tailor the tool to align to very specific jobs, meaning, you paste a job description, it spits it out. And then ideally, in the long run, will actually be a hosting platform for your portfolio, and you can tailor each. Your portfolio can be automatically tailored to the job description. So essentially, it's just a copy it. It spits out a link dedicated to that portfolio where it takes your experience, tailors it to the job. That way, everyone can pass the AI checks. Okay. So this is done. Build artifact command. Nice. Sam just doesn't see a saved config. Okay. And then I posted the issue. And then it said use your real ID. Gave some issues. And it said your API is fine. The foreign is just PowerShell curl managing the JSON. And then pros and cons. Okay. So we were here before. So now Puppeteer works. Backend depths, remove playwright, add Chromium. You know what? Let's do it. Boom. Remove playwright. Place your playwright launch code in app.js. Done. Okay. Now, let's go back to Puppeteer. Pup. Boom. And now we're going to grab this. Then we'll come into our backend app.js code.exe. What is this crap? Okay. Okay, but what happened? So rebuild, redeployed with Sam. We redeployed. And they gave me the PowerShell block. And it ran. Okay. So back down to it. Okay, so we need to replace your playwright code. So let's check on this. Chromium. Constant Chromium, Spec Chromium required Puppeteer core. Add a tiny launcher for helper. Launch browser, launch browser. Ah, true on Lambda. Okay, so async launch browser. If you want non-headless for local testing, override Chromium spatial config, tune for Lambda. Okay. What does that mean? No fucking idea. Boom. Save. Replace your old open browser code with... Constant browser equals launch browser. Constant page equals await browser. Dot new page. Most are identical. They are safe choices. Replace playwright waits with puppeteer equivalent. Await page shall go to target. Okay, let's try this again. I don't want to ask it to create a whole new thing because when I do that, that's when everything breaks. Okay. Wait, crawl page. Analyze new page. Await page, go to page. Okay, you're you. Puppeteer supports this. Wait. Your playwright eval calls translate one-to-one. If using playwright's response events performance you can still fetch per fish numbers by evaluating the page. Close browser when done. Minimal drop an example crawling 3. If you want a working core to paste over your current playwright bytes. Wire this into your existing review route when you previously called your playwright crawler. Okay, that's different. This though, no, this is different. That's the same up there. I just got to figure out how to implement that. But this sucker, we need to go to pages results. Async. Okay. This isn't plug and play. I think it was lying about that. Okay, and that's sanity check. Okay. So let's do this. Let's give this a go. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is we try to fix it again. Let's go open with code.exe. Here's please update it with your recommendations above. Let's see if it can do it. And then this might, the playwright piece for the review page under SRC might actually fix the problem. Hopefully. That's the goal, at least, right? Just so slow. But if I can at least get it back to where it was tonight. Okay, replace. Takes full page screenshots and uploads, calls OpenAI with your hiring manager prompt and returns strict JSON, returns results in DynamoDB and serves them back via Git. Session ID handles course via allowed origin, required Lambda table name, your amplify URL. Bro, this is fucking 2 lines. Thanks. Yeah, that's gonna have to live. This is how we solve this problem. Honestly, I've worked with teams out of India before, though, and had very similar issues where it's just like, you know, they send you the solution that the thing's been updated and it hasn't. So your managers keep the secret as either the raw key or JSON, set allowed origin, avoids browser, Dynamo, table key must be session ID, partition key. Don't know what that is. Ensure bucket name is set and bucket exists. You'll see screenshots under screenshots. Okay, that makes sense. Once this is done, lag it. Come on. Still frozen. Oh, gosh, that could have a long day. I started at like 9 a.m. I probably took 2-hour break throughout the whole day. So what is that? 9 to 12, 5 hours. And then 12 to 10. So 1 to 10. 13 hours. Well, it's 10:30. Startup life, but it feels so much better than being working for someone in an office right now. Like, I know I'm not making any money, but just there's a sense of freedom that I've had that I haven't had in a long time, since before college, honestly. I've been working nonstop since I was a teenager, and technically I'm working now. I'm just not making money for my work. All right, what the heck is this asking? Okay, this is saying hell yeah, brother. Okay. Okay, is this asking for a bucket though? So I need to you have this, dude. That's the problem with AI. Okay, so it's saying, you know, it needs a table name, it needs a bucket name, it needs that stuff, but we just got done naming it. It's like you know it. And duplicate the hiring manager prompt. No, it doesn't. Fallback, minimal structure if model fails. I'm gonna remove that later on. But we need to get this thing live. So let's go to backend. Let's deploy via code.exe. And then secrets manager, keep the secret as either the raw key or JSON. The code supports both. Set allowed origin parent lambda env allow. Deploy backend. S3 backend sure backend name is set and bucket exists. You'll see screenshots under screenshots. Okay. Before that, what were you saying? What were you saying to do with the review page? That's what we want to check. We want to go front end. We want to go pub. No, we want to go results. Wait, we can update the results page. That should solve the front end. This should solve the back end. Blah. Blah it all together. I'm so tired. Tomorrow's going to be an all-day stream again, too. You know, it's interesting. I visited or I was visiting like a few websites on money models and, you know, how to properly build out SaaS companies. And you know, I've done a couple things like this before, but never successfully. Like I've gotten stuck just building versus proofing, trying to get it out there and validating features. And you know, I was watching Alex Homel. He has a YouTube channel, I think. Alex. Oh, maybe it's Hamazi. Yeah, this guy Hamazi. So I was watching him, and he, you know, his business is selling his stuff, but pull session ID from URL, say call get import meta It renders hiring manager decision plus strength quick wins. Lists each crawled page with a screenshot. If saved, media accounts and performance tidbits has solid empty air state, no extra dependencies. Okay, sweet. So he just launched a book. I guess I can get into it. $100 million money models. He was just talking about like how to continuously provide additional value and help get to the point of a sale. And how you provide additional value is through a strong feature set that people are interested in, and the money model is with each package that you have, it provides more and more value. So your cream de la crop package would be like, a MacBook Pro 16-inch M4 Max chip with 5 gigabytes of RAM or 5 terabytes of storage and 128 gigabytes of RAM or something. Like, no one's really buying that system, but they may buy the MacBook M4 Pro Max 14-inch with 2 terabytes of RAM or 2 terabytes of memory, 2 terabytes of storage, and 36 gigabytes of RAM. So like they have all these different feature sets, and they're just close enough to where you want to upgrade to the next one. And then you just have this like all-star one, but it's, cheaper than what it should be. Anyways, I'm tired. As you can tell, my English is not Englishing. God, this is slow. But if I can get this working tonight, I can call it a night. That's the thing. This is old, right? So this is an old deploy. You could drop in a URL, pick a level, so senior, what type of designer they are, and then you submit it for review, and then it goes and it works on it, and then obviously failed to fetch here because, things aren't deployed properly, but hopefully we can walk through a working version before I'm too tired to continue on. I've learned in life at a certain point you become pretty useless. API based lib. I do have a concern about what we just did. Because we are not importing lib anymore. Minimal loading tsx.polls gets it until status. We do that. We can also can you also confirm that we should not be importing lib into results.tsx anymore? I'm concerned here. Look, it's giving you round one borders gray. Oh, okay, that's the setup for it. That's tiny UI bytes CTA. Get a free. Okay, interesting. That's like plans. At the top, you should only have all tight and inline and field, and that's called API with a simple fetch using safety to delete the old. Well, I could paste matching loading PSX that posts to review and then routes also without importing the lib. Does it matter? I don't really want to redo it if it's not necessary at this point. Like, if it's not going to break it, then why would I redo it? I know for the sake of optimization and code and developers out there will get angry, but My goal is to get something that works, right? Something from the ground up, something I can launch, something that gets eyes, something that people can provide an opinion on and help me better improve the product. Because if that's the case, then I can get a little help from someone who actually knows what the heck they're doing. So I'm just kind of finagling my way around this. That's okay. It calls get session ID. Okay. Well, I don't know. AI, you wrote this. See, look how clean this is. I need a clean website like Anthropic. If your result is already reading from session storage, you don't need to change anything, and you can keep your old live. Minimal changes. Sorry, read the session storage first. Only fall back to network if you really must. At top. Okay. Off here. No network call. To option 2.5 if you still have a session route later. Constant base. Tiny reinforcement. Make sure loading actually writes the post response. So do you need to? No. Okay. Why don't you give me the no, don't ask why. Let's say give me the full always click public. And the results page you just yeah, it's at its capacity. I'm at my capacity for today too, but we are going to have one success, and that's going to be a full and complete crawl. I think I have in my little OBS window our goals for today, right? Accountability goals, connect backend, increase pages crawled, and improve screenshot scaling. If we can just get the connect end and it crawls, I'll be happy. Like, I'll be a super happy person. Screenshot scaling, that's tomorrow. That's small. Part of the user experience, but still very small in terms of everything else. Here's the drop in that matches your current backend. No session ID read. Catches a response in session storage and renders the results without importing anything from src lib. Interesting. So this isn't api.ts. Are we saying API? What we expect the home page to pass via location.staters? So are we saying that lib? Oh crap! I clicked the wrong platform. A version of Visual Studio is just terrible. Invite not set. Oh wow, so we're doing this. Okay, so it looks like the change is that in the page itself, we're calling upon the API. Oh, wait, hold on. That's loading. Okay, so we need U results. So we're going to update results. Then we're going to update loading, which is U. And then open with code.exe. When you mean no session ID, are you saying that we are not talking to the back end again? I will lose my shit if that's the answer. I will absolutely lose my shit. I'll throw him a... And then we'll need to redeploy the back end. I hate that copy. Tailored tips to land stream gig. Okay, I was changing the copy there. The reason why I changed copy is because I want it to be personal, right? This platform is very intentionally meant to be a personable program. Are you saying that we are not? Okay, the results page in the version ID doesn't call the backend again. It reads to JSON. We go right after the post review and renders that. That's why deep linking on a hard refresh on the results page said session not found. If you want deep links and persistence, which you do, here's the clean fix back and save each review to and get add session ID and add gets to read it back. Front end results page first tries session storage of back end puppet. This keeps your current puppeteer stack and adds using AWS SDK v3. It writes the full review under the session ID and exposes get session ID. Make sure your Lambda has set and aim terms for dynamo get item put item. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. Let's deploy this. And then there we go. So I push to GitHub and then it's automatically deploying. I don't like it doesn't have to. Does it have to talk to the backend, right? I mean, if everything's in the backend, yes, but I mean, couldn't it run and then for speed push it to the backend after it's done its run? don't know if that's what it's telling me. But yeah, this failed. Byte parsing code build output front end syntax error JSON unexpected JSON on front end main TSX. All right, so shit's broken. Shit's frozen. No sleep until I fix this. No sleep till I fix this. It's been a long day, boys and girls. Okay, we're not responding. Yeah. This is why it takes so long. And even if I close out, like, look, I'm not touching anything. Even if I closed out OBS, I closed out YouTube, I closed every single link, this thing would still be slow. Unfortunately. Yeah, we're frozen. Look at that mouse. Come on. Looks very like AOL days when you're on dial-up. So we'll play on our phone for a minute. Yeah, it's Scotty Shuffler won again. All right. We're going to... Oh? Oh? You know what? Whatever. Okay, we got through that. Okay, hold on one second. Code. Okay. This keeps your current book set. Makes Lambda has table name. Okay, I don't know. Front end this version ties session storage. If that's empty, you opened a result link in a new tab. It gets session TRDL. Results doesn't hit backend again, only reads session storage. If you want, I can also pay. I don't want minimum. I want this working tonight and the easiest path based on what we have. We just rebuilt the I sound desperate, but I am. I mean, like, I think I've been on this since Saturday. It just maybe Friday. I think Friday I bought the domain name, kind of mapped out everything. I'll show you guys the mapping tomorrow. And then just been this nonstop for 2 days. Just sitting in a hot room. I could turn on a fan. Kind of crazy not to. Trying to lose weight sitting here. Actually, speaking of sitting, I need to be standing. Got it. Here's a drop in pair pages. I'll work right now with your current setup. Loading TSX reads payload from post to post review, saves response under review session ID and routes to your results session ID results. First try session storage. Okay. Let's see what this does for us. I'm a little concerned here. But we haven't been moving in the right direction in a long time, so. But still works immediately after the run. Okay, interesting. I'm going through changing. Here, we'll get the vibes again. Oh yeah, that's gonna be frozen for a minute. Well, that's frozen. I might as well show you guys the journey I have in mind. P-A-I-N-T spells paint. Okay. So for our beautiful brand, boom, Design Maven. I might play with the logo again. I was just trying to get something up and quick. You know, it's not high quality right now, but I do love the colors. I'm very much a color guy. Blue guy for sure. So, Design Maven. What is the point? What is the intention? Just to recap on it. That way you all know what I'm doing here. Design Maven AI. We are a brand new startup. Our goal is to help creatives find their dream job. Also in this environment, find a job. In saying that, we're doing this in a couple ways. We are trying to deliver the maximum amount of value. We are trying to deliver that value in a way that is personalized. And we are trying to essentially expedite the personalized feedback. What we do is we bring the perspective of a hiring manager and leaders at design and creative firms, so that you, the user, understand what we are looking for in this current 2025 environment. And just some, I guess, hiring tips and tricks, right? I'm not going to write this down. It's going to take a minute, but you from the perspective of a candidate, right? Right now, companies want to stay lean, they want to stay light on their feet, and they want to maximize their revenue. And they want to show lower operational costs, lower headcount, right? Especially if they're publicly traded. So these companies want consultants that can quickly pivot to the needs of their clients. And so right now, showing that ability to tell story, to drive an innovative feature set, to be able to leverage AI, but give it a direction. That's kind of a huge piece of the puzzle right now. And, that's recommendations that we could provide based on reviewing on what we do, which is what we do. Or I should say, this is what we do. How we do it? Well, we review your portfolio and provide tailored recommendations. Based on your experience to tailored recommendations based on your experience to help you land that dream job. Okay. What credentials do I have for this? My background was in marketing originally. I've been a recruiter for the last 7 years, both in the agency space as well as internally at a designer and creative firm. Throughout that period of time, I've seen the changing landscapes. I understand what these teams are looking for. I've worked hand in hand with enterprise directors, with CEOs, CFOs, COOs, experienced design directors, head of design, all the way down to just basic management level, senior designer. Product designers, UX, UI, etc. I've worked with everyone. So I know what they're looking for. I understand the mission. And what I've done is really taken this and put it into this AI format, my knowledge base. So the knowledge base that I don't have is coding. And this has been the PETA for me. My concern is I changed the pages, and then I'm going to have to change the root file code, and then I'm going to have to change everything. Okay, wait. This goes from 180. Is this loading? To 91. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, you know what it is? It's redoing the design of it. That's what it's doing. Look, 294 lines of code. 231. On a home hook, one tiny home hook you already have, make sure you submit handler is setting the pending payload and routing to load inside home. Open with code. Okay. Let's see if I have this. React form, HTML, prevent default form consent, please. Consent to language. Okay, consent. Don't sue us. Consent payload. Oh. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay. 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 I save saved these pages. I saved these pages, but never redeployed the backend. I updated the code for Hidden Tools backend app.js. Or in the backend, but never actually deployed it, nor changed the bucket names in the backend where filler is at. Come on, this is exhausting. And I'm not necessarily using my brain for coding either. Like, that's got to be another level. Okay, that's updated. Results is updated. It's not showing loading. Why isn't it showing front end? SRC. Almost did again. Pages. Loading. Open with code. There we go. I feel like this isn't going to work. I could SAM deploy, but I don't concerned about the buckets. We just got to get it to a point where it's working. Like basic working. Give me a sec. I got to turn on the fan. There we go. Get a little cooler in here. Yeah, look at that deploying. Look, coding errors. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, this thing sucks. But this is where we learn. Okay, so form data. Where does that come from?
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the check
Okay.
or the roof of your car.
No ads. We'll skip that. We'll come back. We will go to backend. We will go to package.json. Open with code. Puppeteer. Whoa. Main. Ooh, what are you getting rid of? Okay, your recommendation of package JSON leaves out some things. This is what we currently have. Sometimes you gotta click around. There we go. Purely optional if you already matches this. Good. Okay. Well, I just submitted it, what I have, so why would it not match it? Okay. Let's see. Package.json, comment.js. Oh. That's pulling in some weird stuff. Oh, debugging. Smart. The Lambda approach we're using, you don't have to remove or quick deploy checklist so your backend matches the new app.js. And okay. Same parameters used earlier or the new bucket tables names you picked, same parameters. Why would I do anything new? Okay, let's freaking do this. Portfolio reviewer dot or dash API. Portfolio reviewer dash API done. US East 2, that is the region that we have to deploy to. Must be unique. Okay, so brand new bucket. Jeez. We are maximizing buckets. I don't even know what that means. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much. New table. Okay. Really? Open AI dash. Open AI dash key. Until we can actually build our own. 2048. 60. Yes, we want the origin to be the same for now. We'll eventually delete that. Confirm change set. Yes. Name role. Yes. Disable rollback. No. I know. I know. I don't know if you have to type that every time, but I do. Grab your API URL for sanity. Okay. Get API, CloudFormation, stack resource. Okay, that's going to take a minute. Give me a second to fix the fan. Wait. Oh, I updated those parameters. Okay. So, I don't remember what our stack name API was. API. Go back and look. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-da-da. There you are. Ba ba ba. Da 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 da. We'll paste you there. API DXQ. Oh wait. Ah. Let me grab you. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Dollar signs. Hey. Oh. Okay. Modify, 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 modify. Table name. Table name. Yeah, let's deploy. What a song. $11:14. I'm losing it. It's too late in the day for me, people. Oh shit. Oh no, that's why it's deleting. It's re-updating. Heck yes. 69ZA51U4. 69ZAU14. Is that what we had before? Okay. Okay. Now we grab this sucker. And we grab you. Okay. Okay, no 200s, 400s, bad request, keep alive, express. So we're gonna fucking grab you. We're gonna drop you in. We're gonna say, all right, here's the output. Backend. And we're also gonna say on the front end in we're gonna commit that. And then on the, this is the code on the front end that you provided. Your shitty code. I don't want to view the GitHub repo. I want to see why it failed, bruh. Why'd you fail? We'll give that another minute. Okay, this failed. All right, let's see if that byte's still correct. 69 CA 51 U 4YK. Yep. Okay, that's a good placeholder. That's a fire song. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Dun, dun. Drink some water. That's clogged. And get this fixed. If we can't, we can't. I'm just happy to stream. I've never done it, so it's a big win. PowerShell quoting, it's sitting nice progress. Your stack is healthy now. New bucket, table created, land update. You got 2 separate issues. I know I got 2 separate issues. Come on. Let's end this. Let's end this on a good note. That way we can switch up gears. Oh, wait. We should make an X account. That'd be smart. And then we can make a couple accounts. So we should do X. Or post on Reddit, maybe for our journey. And then maybe TikTok. See what I can do. Hopefully I can cut something from this. I mean, you know, it's day one, but still. Details. Front end build errors. Form data navigate. This means your home is missing the state plus use. Drop in the complete file. It matches the loading results page I gave you in your current backend. No type TS dependency. No UUID package. Use crypto.random UUID fallback. Saves the session storage for the loading page post. Bro, I don't fucking trust you. But we got to get to a good point today, so let's get rid of you. Let's try to make it right. Use option A, B if returns backend's code, front end commit, and push to amplify the previous loading result file it gave for session storage. Sanity check, amplify, yep. Your update to the puppeteer Chromium version deployed, which you did. No UUID package in the front end. Oh. Alright, fine. I'll delete it. I trust you. Done, done, done. The new results page I provided doesn't fetch. It comes the post response that loading passes via navigator results save. You need me to resend the exact loading results files again. Okay, that was not English. Well, it was, but I just did not digest it. So let's go home and UUID. And see, we're going to have session IDs for this, because if multiple people are using at one time, if it's under the same prompt, or you don't have session IDs, it's going to hit the same prompt every single time. So whether it's my AI or whether I'm using an API plugin with a prompt and passing through information, it is going to rewrite. It's essentially gonna, it's like one box, right? And it's just gonna go boom, 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 boom. Same exact box. It's gonna hit every single time. Hold on. Okay, that's not an issue. So like if you type in something and then someone types in something, it's gonna essentially override that. So if you look up your portfolio and the next person looks up their portfolio is gonna come in and undo what's going on with yours. Okay. Addressing BOM issue. I haven't heard of BOM. Damn, XRP is up a lot. This is crazy. Bomb, byte, order, mark, problem. Your front end was saved as with bomb, and byte chokes with unexpected token in JSON. Here's a clean fix that you can do right now. Strip the BOM safely. PowerShell node one-liner. Okay. So this is saying run this from the repo root. So we will go Anaconda. And then we need to push into repo root. This is repo root. And we'll copy repo root. And then we will paste it. And then we will copy the code. Description, but right. Optional overwrite with known goods. If you want to be 100% sure the files are clean and valid, replace the content, save as UTF without boom. I don't know how to do without boom, but that's fine. Front end tsconfig node if you have it. tsconfig.js. We have both. Front end. Boom. Node.js. Ba 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 da 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 da. With boom. Right. Without boom. I don't it just shows same error, same editors, also boom tag. Okay, well then can we use can you provide code? Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I don't know how to remove the UTF-8 with boom. I don't know how to remove the with boom, so I'm asking if you can provide the code in a format that will create the files through command prompt through PowerShell. I don't know what the difference is. Just like fucking troubleshooting the same error. Here's a pasted once PowerShell script that creates or replaces without boom and also strips any booms. Run it under your repo root. Wait. We have JSON. We have package. You still frozen? You're still frozen. I can close that PowerShell window. I close that PowerShell window. unexpected token. What I paste? Ooh. All right. Okay, you're correct. 32 after. That PowerShell prompt is important. We'll have to end on a win. Vite should be plugged in. The front end Vite config.ts. Yeah, we have that. Okay, whatever. So we'll cd front end. We'll drop in the code. Removed, whatever. Okay, and then recreate a minimal Vite front end is missing or different. Write this exact file. Well, let's see. Let's see if it's exactly that. Import define config Vite plugin. Keep it minimal. No post CSS file needed. Plugins React. Kill system. Write all text. What a song. As I say, locally amplify will be happy. Local build test. Not going to push yet. Well, I hope I'm not breaking anything. Let's go and let's pull. Let's pull that. Oh. CD needs open. Okay, you're doing that. Then use power. This uses PowerShell. If returns JSON, you're good to test. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's take another one. Let's go. Front end 10 TSC Vite build. If this succeeds locally, building for production. Oh, come on. Built. Built. Oh, occur. I can get the hopes up. Ping, quick sanity check. Sorry, I'll talk more. I'm just tired. Just trying to get this done. Let's reconfigure system. I don't know why I didn't build it like this in the first place. Like, you know, coming back and redoing everything a different way. It just doesn't make sense to me. See, I've done 53 freaking deployments. I should be more specific, but it hasn't worked in a long time. This is when it was working really good. Anyways. Come on. It's been a long day. Come on. Give it to us. Give us a working front end. Doesn't have to be pretty, but we want a working front end. We need a working front end. We need a working front end. Executing command, building artifact complete, uploading environment cache, building successfully complete, completed build. The only issue is backend here. Starting deployment, environment. It's taking a... Let's see the design change ready. So this was what it was spitting out before. You know what? Not terrible. No.
Hit pause on whatever.
Don't get distracted. You have one more problem to fix tonight. And then you can go to sleep. Let's try this portfolio. Product designer. Oh. Let's see what it says the issue is. CSP, okay. No, I'm not worried about that. That's not the issue. Let's get this shit fixed. We'll let that load. Honestly, I might just have to finish this offline. I know we say end on a dub, but sometimes getting sleep is a dub, and starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow is even better. Looks like we'll have some redesign. We'll need to reconnect to the back end. Yeah, all right. This is what we're gonna do. That's not responding. That's gonna take another 5-10 minutes. I'll get this done offline. Day 1, how to go. 10-12%. Not the best day, to be honest with you. But we're gonna run it back. We'll bring it back tomorrow. We're gonna go in 100%, grind the whole entire day, and let's see what we can do here. So I'm gonna wait for my system to pretend like it's okay. It is not, but I think we're gonna call it a day. Once I can close this. Come on. Oh. Yeah. We're just going to be frozen for a bit. Oh, well. Oh. The mouse is back. Not frozen for a bit. We double down. We're not frozen. Okay. This means the code, get out of here, Copilot, no one wants to. This means convert lambda still calls for wait function below a drop in app.js. Replace app.js with this. Add to startup banner so that you can identify deploy in cloud watch log. You definitely got rid of my feedback, didn't you, you little piece of shit? Okay. You know what? It's not going to be as good. We can always change the prompt later. Let's run this back. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Let's get this done, motherfucker. That way I can go to bed. Sand deploy. After deployment, verify new log. You see boot app JSVS both tier. Quick API test. Payload. If you get JSON back, it's still throwing the same error. Okay. So, let's see what it says. I think it's going to work out for us. All right. And you guys will find out tomorrow if it worked out for us because I'm calling it a day. I'm out.